What's up, everybody? Welcome to Podcast Now. I'm Alex, and in this video I want to talk about the best skills to get in Spider-Man on the PlayStation 4. So we're going to talk about 3 skills in this video that I think are go-to skills when you get this game. Now, just like any best skills video or any best skills article you're going to read, this definitely depends on you. There's 3 categories, and so there's multiple different skills you guys are going to be able to purchase for Spider-Man. Each of them very unique, and each of them has their own pros and cons. And you're obviously going to want to pick the skills that best fits your playing style. So if you're not into playing a certain kind of way, or you're not into the certain kind of skill or whatever mechanic the skill is geared towards, the skill may not be right for you. So definitely the first thing to say, when going into a video like this or any article you go into is take it with a grain of salt. Take it with, these are the things that I find useful, that I think are good ideas to put your points into, but these are not the only things you guys can do. Definitely up to you. So we're going to be talking about 3 of them. 2 of them are going to actually be from the same category. So let's get into that first. The first one is yank and throw, which is in the innovator category. And this one is extremely important. There's 2 different versions of this, and you're going to want to get these, I think, rather early on. Enemies with either melee weapons or guns are obviously quite a hassle on Spider-Man. Those are enemies that you're going to want to deal with rather soon in any kind of fight. Now there's different ways of dealing with them as well. You can obviously just beat them up the normal way. Each one of them has different things that you need to do. If it's an enemy with a melee weapon, you have to stun them, or you can either grapple them up. There's different ways to handle them, but this skill in particular allows you to take the weapons from them. Another thing that you can actually get early on is the perfect dodge, where when you actually dodge the red line, you can actually sling them with a web in their eyes and kind of stun them out for a couple seconds. I find that extremely useful because I really do like dodging, and dodging is a very important aspect of this Spider-Man game anyway. So there's different ways to deal with the enemies, but I personally find that the yank and throw skill is one way to go at it. I think it's highly useful, and one that you guys definitely should go after early. Another one is a hazard zone. So hazard zone is also in the innovator category, and this one definitely plays to one of Spider-Man's greatest strengths, and that is the L1R1, basically swinging around any object in the area that allows you to do that. Swinging it around, it'll hit any enemy in that area, and then you can throw it at the enemy. This basically makes the area a little bit wider. It makes it so that it's way better, where you're not going to get hit. You see, when you actually start the game and you use that ability, you can get hit while you're doing it. And I know that personally upset me and kind of was a little off to me, that when you're doing this kind of special thing in the game, they can still hit you while you're doing this. So this makes it a lot better. This makes it so that you're not going to get hit when you're doing it, and this makes so that the impact of the hit is a lot better, and you're going to end up hitting more enemies and doing it with greater force. So this one I find is a super useful skill. Again, these things are all over the place, and oftentimes when you go into either Fisk hangouts, or if you just find a crime on the street and they give you kind of like the sub-objectives that you can do, these are often some where it's like do 3 environmental hits or whatever, and you get extra XP for that. So definitely something to invest in, because you're going to be using this ability. I know I do a lot. It's a really easy way of dealing with a lot of enemies, especially when they get close to you. If they're all somewhat close to you and you're kind of getting trapped by them, this is a very good skill, and it's also just a very good ability to do the L1R1 technique, to hit them all out of the way and then pick an enemy. You could pick like a brute, you could pick somebody with a weapon, and you can throw the thing at it. So this skill I think is super important. And the final one is Air Marshal. Now Air Marshal is in the web slinger category, and this has kind of 2 things that go into it. The first is focus. This builds up focus faster for you, and focus is very important no matter what suit you have on. Some suits actually utilize focus a little bit differently. Some suits you can build focus faster than others, and there's different ways of achieving focus. There's ways even while you're swinging around. I know there's a skill for that. When you're swinging around and you kind of do like the perfect swings, just when you're out into the world, you can gain focus that way. But this one relies on your air time, and when I say air time, I mean fighting in the air. So a lot of enemies, and some enemies, you have to hit them in the air in order to disarm them. You have to hold square, knock them in the air, and then go from there. You can either slam them back down by holding triangle. You can actually web them up by pressing R1, or you can keep mashing the square button to end up beating them up in the air. This one makes you do more damage when in the air. So when you do hold square and you launch the enemy in the air, if you continue to hit them while you are airborne, you end up doing more damage to them. So I think that's a really good technique. This is a really good way of getting rid of enemies quickly. When you're in the air, you can't really get attacked by anything. Enemies don't hit you when you're in the air, so you're basically home free when you're in the air. And so why not capitalize on it? Why not just do extra damage to the enemies, because that's a good way of getting rid of them, but also again you gain extra focus. And there are a couple skills in terms of actually gaining focus, but this one you can really match it with what you're doing anyway, which is really going in the air and beating enemies up. So like I said, you'll gain focus much faster. And again, the focus either can go to healing yourself faster, which I know somebody like me who sometimes messes up a couple times in a row and really gets punched in the face several times. You need that quick heal, and being able to heal faster is very, very important. Or you get to end up doing the takedowns, the finisher moves, the triangle circle moves faster. So really this skill is a fantastic way of building up both of those things, but kind of matching what you're already doing in basic combat. Just like the last skill we talked about, pressing L1 and R1, you're already going to be doing that in the environment anyway. Why not gain extra stuff from it? And so those are the skills that I think best match them. So again, there's lots of skills in this game. I only talked about 3. I only actually talked about 2 of the 3 categories. There are more. There's the defender category as well. So definitely let me know in the comments below, guys, if you saw any skills, or you know of any skills that you would recommend to people jumping into the game. Obviously there are more. Obviously it only really matters what you guys think and what your play style is with this kind of thing. But that's just my opinion of the skills that I would say. So let me know in the comments below what you guys think. Make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel, Podcast Now. We're giving away Spider-Man on the PS4 on the channel right now, so definitely go check that video out. We're going to continue our coverage. We got live streams going on throughout the week. We got more videos coming up, so we're very excited to do that. So I hope to see you guys in the next video.